The galaxy was calm on the night the unknown warship appeared. No Empire expected visitors. No warnings came through the teleport channels. Space was silent, peaceful, and predictable. But then, the darkness moved at the far edge of the Tyrodox border zone. Alien scanners detected something large drifting toward their territory. It appeared slowly, without any engine heat, without warp distortion, without teleport waves. It was a shape, a shadow, a giant vessel gliding through the void like it did not belong to this universe. The Tyrodox watch station sounded an alarm. Red lights flashed across the control room as officers gathered around the main screen. Captain Ralph stared at the image, his 4 eyes blinking in confusion. What kind of ship has no signature? He muttered. The object was massive, longer than the biggest alien dreadnought. Its surface was dark metal, almost black, absorbing all light around it. No windows. No markings. No visible weapons. Just a silent, drifting monster. As the watch station magnified the image, a small detail became visible near the side of the ship, a symbol etched into the hull. It was simple. A circle with a single vertical line through it. The Tyrodox had never seen it before. "Run it through all archives," Captain Ralph ordered. The scanners worked. The translation cores hummed. Then a voice whispered across the room. No match in Tyrodox records. But there is one ancient reference. The room fell silent. Everyone leaned closer. The machine displayed one short line. EARTH Project ESAL-IPSD. The officers froze. Earth? Someone whispered. The humans? Impossible. Humans were known to be small, quiet, low-tech. They never built anything close to this size. Their ships were normal, nothing special. Nothing like this. The Tyrodox sent an urgent message to their nearest fleet. Within minutes, 10 light cruisers teleported into formation around the silent warship. The alien commanders approached carefully, ready to fire if needed. Still, the mysterious ship did nothing. It did not turn. It did not send a signal. It did not power its engines. It simply drifted forward, silent and cold. Curiosity slowly changed to fear. "What if it is dead?" one officer asked. "What if it is a ghost ship?" Others believed it was a trap, a weapon. A warning. Captain Ralph opened the communication channel. "This is the Tyrodox patrol fleet. Identify yourself." No response. He repeated the message. Still nothing. Suddenly the silent warship stopped drifting. It halted instantly, something no known engine could do. Alien ships backed away in panic. "What kind of technology is this?" Ralph shouted. Then the dark vessel released a faint glow. Not from engines. Not from weapons. But from a single line of lights activating across the hull, one by one. Like an eye slowly opening. The Tyrodox fleet raised shields. Their captains shouted commands. Sensors spiked with warnings. Something inside the warship was powering up, and then it moved. In one sudden motion, the warship changed direction at impossible speed. No acceleration. No engine flare. Just a straight, sharp turn that broke every rule of physics the Tyrodox understood. The cruisers tried to follow, but their systems lagged behind. The alien admiral shouted, "Stop it! Track it! Where is it going?" But the dark ship was already gone. It flew into deep space with silent purpose, leaving only confusion and fear behind. The last scan captured from its tail read one chilling phrase etched on the metal. Forged to rule the GLXY. Captain Ralph stared at the screen, his voice trembling. If this is only one ship, what have humans created? The galaxy had no answer. But soon, everyone would learn. The Tyrodox fleet followed the silent warship for 3 hours, but they still knew almost nothing about it. The ship did not broadcast signals. It did not show heat. It did not show engine output. It moved through space like a shadow, without leaving any trace behind. Alien sensors struggled to keep up. Half the readings flickered. The rest simply showed a blank silhouette. It was as if the ship existed outside their technology's understanding. Admiral Corvin, commander of the Tyradox response fleet, watched from his flagship with growing frustration. "Match its speed," he ordered. "Do not let it out of our sight." His ships accelerated, forming a large circle around the enormous vessel. Still, the silent warship did nothing. It simply floated forward, cold and calm, like it did not care about the fleet encircling it. "Maybe it is a damaged ship," one officer suggested. "Maybe the crew is dead." Admiral Corvin shook his head. Then why did it change course earlier? Why did it activate lights? No one had an answer. To gain more information, the Tyradox began scanning the warship at full power. Invisible waves rippled across space. The fleet's computers built a partial outline of the hull. They detected heavy armor, deeper than any alien design. They detected internal structures, thick and dense. Then, they detected something else. A weapon bay. But not a normal one. This weapon bay was long, narrow, and extended across half the ship. It reminded the aliens of ancient projectile cannons, primitive railgun designs used thousands of years ago. But this structure was much larger, much more powerful. Admiral Corvin frowned. Why would humans build such a weapon? They rely on lasers and teleport energy. Again, no one answered. Before the Tyradox could discuss further, the silent warship suddenly stopped. Again, no slowdown, no engine flare. It simply halted. The surrounding alien ships panicked and adjusted their positions. "What is it doing?" An officer shouted. Every scanner lit up at once. Energy spikes. Movement detected. Something inside the human warship was shifting. "Prepare shields," Corvin ordered. His voice shook with urgency. And then, the weapon bay opened. A long, dark slit appeared on the side of the hull. Silence filled the bridge of every alien ship. No hum, no charge-up sound, no glow of plasma. Nothing. It was the quietest weapon activation the Tyradox had ever seen. Admiral Corvin stepped closer to the holoscreen. "Why can't we detect the firing sequence?" The sensor operator looked terrified. "Admiral, I think it already fired." A second later, 8 Tyradox cruisers vanished. Not exploded, not burned, not torn apart by energy beams. They simply vanished, destroyed so fast that the scanners could not register the moment it happened. Only the debris proved they existed. Small chunks of metal drifting through space. What just happened? Corvin roared. The officers scrambled, replaying sensor data. After several moments, the truth appeared. A single kinetic slug. No heat, no radiation, no engine signature. Just a piece of metal traveling at impossible speed. It struck 8 ships in a straight line. 8 kills with 1 shot. The room fell silent. Horror filled every face. "This is not a ghost ship," an officer whispered. "This is a weapon platform." Before Corvin could respond, the silent warship moved again. This time it turned toward the remaining Tyradox ships. Not fast, not aggressive, just deliberate. Almost like it was studying them. Admiral Corvin swallowed hard. "Retreat, now. All ships pull back." His voice cracked with fear, but it was too late. The weapon bay opened a second time. The silent ship prepared another shot. This time, the Tyradox understood one terrible truth. The weapon did not speak. It did not warn. It did not negotiate. It simply destroyed. And now the galaxy finally knew. Humans had built something far beyond their imagination. The silent warship waited in empty space after the brutal strike. Its black hull reflecting no light, it did not move. It did not chase the retreating Tyrodox fleet, it simply stood still, like a giant watching the galaxy with calm judgment. Across the galaxy, panic spread faster than light. Every alien empire received the same message from the shattered Tyrodox survivors. A human-made ship has returned. It uses kinetic weapons of impossible power. It destroyed 8 cruisers with one silent shot. Governments called emergency meetings. Armies went on high alert. Religious factions declared it a divine omen. Scientists argued if such force was even real. But none of them knew the truth behind the ship's creation. None of them knew what humans had done during their long silence. Far away, on an old human world named Valkyrian, the truth was buried under mountains of steel. Deep below the planet's surface lay Project Eclipse, humanity's most secret program. Only a few leaders and engineers knew about it. The silent warship named In's Revenant was the first of its class. A warship built not to negotiate but to survive. A vessel created during humanity's darkest years. A time when humans disappeared from the galactic stage. Admiral Lyra Torres, commander of Project Eclipse, watched the Revenant's live feed from the control room. Her face showed no fear, only quiet focus. "This is the result of 3 centuries of preparation," she said softly. "Now the galaxy finally sees what we built behind her." Engineers worked with absolute calm. Giant screens displayed weapon reports, energy readings, and performance data. One young engineer asked, "Ma'am, should we recall the ship?" Admiral Lyra shook her head. "No," she replied. "The galaxy must understand what happens when they forget humans. During humanity's long absence, many believed humans had gone extinct. Some said humans fled to another dimension. Others said they were destroyed by internal wars, but the truth was very different. Humans withdrew because they discovered something terrifying, a coming threat at the edge of the universe, a threat no alien empire believed in. A threat only humans had seen. To prepare for that danger, humanity built the Revenant, a ship with a silent engine, a rail cannon beyond sensor detection, armor thicker than any plasma-based technology could penetrate. A warship built to face something worse than aliens. Lyra looked at another screen. Dark energy signatures blinking on the galaxy's rim. "They are growing," she whispered. "We do not have time." Meanwhile, the alien empires gathered for an emergency council. Representatives from 20 systems, Tyrodox, Varnan, Uelsari, Car Dominion, and more met in a massive floating chamber. Ambassador Krell of the Tyrodox stood first. "Humans have returned with a weapon we cannot counter," he declared. "If they choose war, we will lose everything." The Car Dominion warlord growled. "So we strike first," but Ambassador Krell shook his head violently. "You don't understand. Our ships were erased before our computers saw the attack. You cannot strike an enemy you cannot see." Fear spread through the room. If humans had this technology, what else were they hiding? How many ships like the Revenant existed? 1? 10? 100? None of the aliens knew the truth. At that moment, only one ship was complete. But more were being built deep inside Valkyrian's hidden construction ring. Every empire sent fleets to watch the silent warship from a safe distance, but none dared approach. None dared speak, none dared fire. The galaxy was frozen, waiting, whispering, terrified. And deep inside the Revenant, a simple message waited to be sent. A message that would explain everything, a message that would change every empire's future. But humanity was not ready to speak yet, not until the galaxies understood the meaning of silence. The silent warship remained motionless, watching, waiting, preparing, because humanity knew something the others did not. The real enemy had not arrived yet. The galaxy had never been more tense. Every empire watched the silent warship from afar. Every fleet moved cautiously, afraid to get too close. Every commander whispered warnings and orders. No one wanted to provoke it. No one wanted to make the first mistake. In the central system of the Tyrodox Empire, the High Council convened in emergency. Screens showed the Revenant drifting through space at impossible speeds. No one could communicate with it. No energy readings, no signals of any kind. It was as if the humans themselves were gone, yet their creation was alive and watching. Counselor Ralvin of the Varnan Coalition spoke first. "We must demand answers," he said firmly. "Humans have returned with a weapon that can destroy our fleet silently. We cannot wait to understand it. We cannot hide. We must send a delegation to Earth." Other leaders murmured in agreement. Some argued that sending envoys was suicide. Others said the humans might respond peacefully if approached carefully. Eventually, it was decided a delegation of diplomats and scientists would attempt first contact, flying in stealth vessels unarmed, only to observe and ask questions. Meanwhile, on the Revenant, Admiral Lyra Torres monitored alien movements. Her ship's system scanned the approaching delegation. She knew they were curious, she knew they were scared, and she knew that humanity had to make them understand the rules before anyone made a mistake. The delegation arrived slowly, maintaining a safe distance. Their ships were designed to appear small and harmless. Alien scientists tried to broadcast greetings. "Humans, we come in peace," their messages said. "Please identify yourselves and explain your intentions." The Revenant remained silent. The hull absorbed all signals. The humans inside did not reply immediately. They only watched, calculating, analyzing, waiting for the perfect moment. The delegation began to lose patience. "Why do you not respond?" demanded Counselor Ralvin. "Why do you destroy without speaking? Why does one ship terrify the galaxy?" Then, slowly, a single signal returned. It was weak, simple, but unmistakable. A human voice spoke, calm, precise, and firm. "I am Admiral Lyra Torres of Earth. We did not come to threaten. We did not come to rule. We exist to protect. All attacks against us will fail." The delegation froze. No one expected humans to speak so clearly. No one expected humans to announce their strength without a single act of violence. But the message carried power, the kind of power that did not need explosions, lasers, or teleporters. Admiral Lyra continued. "The galaxy has forgotten that survival requires more than teleporters or energy weapons. It requires discipline, calculation, and foresight. Humanity prepared for threats you cannot even see. We do not seek war, but if it comes, we are ready." Silence spread through the delegation. They realized that the humans had created something beyond understanding, a warship that could strike anywhere, anytime, silently, and more terrifyingly. It was only the first. A young alien scientist whispered, "Are there more of them?" The human reply was calm and chilling, enough to protect what must be protected. "You do not need to fear humans. You need only respect them." The delegation transmitted the message back to their empires. Panic mixed with awe spread across the stars. Every fleet altered course, every council debated. Every alien wondered, if one warship can strike this way, how many more have humans hidden? The Revenant did not move again. It simply drifted through space, silent, watching, waiting, teaching the galaxy a lesson in patience, precision, and fear, because humanity knew something the others did not. The real war had not begun yet, and when it did, the galaxy would realize that humans did not fight like anyone else. They fought quietly, efficiently, and absolutely without mercy. And this silent lesson would echo across every empire for decades to come. The galaxy had not stopped talking about the Revenant. Every alien fleet, every council, every historian debated what it meant. A single silent warship had changed the balance of power forever. Yet humanity had not even revealed the full truth. Deep inside Valkyrian, more warships were in production. Hidden from sensors, hidden from eyes, every vessel forged with the same precision and silence as the Revenant. Part of a plan no one in the galaxy could understand on the Revenant itself. Admiral Lyra Torres watched alien fleets retreat. The Tyrodox, the Varnan, the Yulsari, they all pulled back cautiously. No one wanted to test humanity's patience, and no one knew how far the humans were willing to go. "Admiral," a young officer said nervously, "the galaxy is still panicked. They think we will attack at any moment." Lyra shook her head with a small smile. "Let them think," she said calmly. "We do not strike first unless the threat is real. They must learn respect before fear." Suddenly, an alert flashed across the control panel. Sensors detected massive energy surges at the edge of the galaxy. Something new was approaching an unknown force. Biological ships, dark and strange, moving faster than alien sensors could track. A fleet the aliens had never seen, and humanity had been preparing for it. Lyra gave orders with quiet authority. "Prepare the Eclipse fleet," she said. Her voice carried both calm and power. "All units, activate stealth systems. All rail cannons, prepare for synchronized launch. This is what we built the warships for." Across hidden bases on Valkyrian and Earth, dozens of silent warships came online. Hundreds of ships, all cloaked, all ready. The Eclipse fleet humans' hidden guardians were no longer just a single prototype. They were a full force, prepared to strike together. The alien empires watched in disbelief. Their sensors suddenly detected dozens of human ships decloaking in perfect formation. The fleet seemed endless, stretching across space like a black shadow. No teleport signals, no energy blast, just silent. Lethal geometry moving as one. The Revenant led the formation, its black hull gleaming faintly. The kinetic weapons aligned, magnetic coils charged. Every ship ready for a strike that could erase enemy fleets in minutes. The unknown force at the galaxy's edge moved closer, but the Eclipse fleet waited patiently, calculating trajectories, studying every movement. Then, in perfect synchronization, the human ships fired. Silent projectiles streaked through space at impossible speed. Entire enemy formations vanished in seconds. No explosions, no warning, just disappearance. The galaxy witnessed the devastating power of kinetic precision. Alien commanders screamed in terror. No teleporters, no shields. No energy weapons could counter the human strike. The fleet moved through the enemy like a shadow, unstoppable and unseen. After the attack, the Eclipse fleet stopped. The galaxy was littered with the remains of the enemy, and all that remained visible were the black human warships. Calm and silent, Admiral Lyra looked out from the Revenant's bridge. Her eyes scanning the stars, she spoke softly to her crew. "We do not fight to conquer. We fight to protect. This is humanity's purpose in the galaxy." Across alien space, fear and awe mixed together. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Humans did not fight like anyone else. They were patient, precise, and deadly silent. The Eclipse fleet had arrived. The era of hidden human power had begun. And the galaxy would never be the same again. Because one silent warship had shown what humans were capable of, and now dozens more had emerged. Forged to rule the galaxy, not with arrogance, but with absolute efficiency. The galaxy had no choice but to watch, and humanity had no choice but to wait.